I'm Will, John is late, that is Hycan, and this is ChinaDriven. This is the Hycan Z03. It's the second car from this brand. Now, we did an in-depth review of the Hycan 007, which was their first car. This is a Z03, and we're going to do a quick look at it and show you everything about it. So let's talk price of the Hycan Z03. It starts from $20,900 up to about $26,500. That is roughly £15,500 to £19,800. Now this is a lot cheaper than the other model from Hycan, the 007. This is also based and built in the same factory as the Aion Y. The Hycan Z03 comes in two power levels. At the bottom end, like this car, it comes with 184 horsepower and 225 newton-meters of torque. That's good for a 0 to 100 km/h dash of 7.9 seconds. Now, as you go further up the range, that increases. You get 217 horsepower and the same 225 newton-meters of torque, and that means a quicker dash of 7.1 seconds. Now, both of these cars will do 0 to 50 km/h in 3.5 seconds. That's a number that Hycan likes to tell its customers. There are two battery sizes and two range estimates for the Hycan Z03. For the lower end model, it comes with a 64.6 kilowatt-hour battery, and that's good for a range of 510 kilometers. Now, the mid and top range come with a 76.8 kilowatt-hour battery, and that's good for 620 kilometers. Now, that is on the CLTC, which is kind of a new metric for range in China. It's roughly similar to the NEDC, so these numbers are a little generous. So when we talk about charge speeds of the Z03, for the smaller pack, you're looking at 36 minutes for a 30 to 80% fast charge, and for a slow charge, about 10.7 hours. Now, for the larger battery, that 30-80% fast charge is going to take 45 minutes, and slow charge is nearly 13 hours. 12.9 is what they quote. The Hycan Z03 is cheaper than Hycan's other car, the Hycan 007, and there's a few areas on this car where we can see that. Notably in the suspension, it's got McPherson struts in the front, which is the same as the 007, but here in the rear it's got a torsion beam as opposed to a multi-link setup that you'll find in the Hycan 007. And if you're wondering why I keep pointing over there, it's because there's a 007 right behind the camera. So the Z03 has two wheel style options. There are the 17-inch 5-spoke silver alloys, and they come in 215/55 tires all the way around. Now, the top models have this kind of black and silver aero style alloy that's 18 inches, and they're shot in 215/50 tires all the way around. Now, this car is a lot cheaper than Hycan's other car, the 007. The 007 has Michelin tires, where this makes do with a Chinese brand called Aion. Also, this of course can be had with a level 2 ADAS function. It's called Hycan Pilot, and it does all the usual business that you'd expect from a level 2 assist function. You can also get it with a 360-degree panoramic camera. This bottom model doesn't come with it as standard, but the further up the range, the more that these options obviously become standard features. So all of the Hycan Z03s come with LED headlights and daylight running lights. This is running across here, this middle bar, and down here. Now, on all models except the lowest model, they're automatic. Now, one thing that all models do have are these kind of turn lights. So as you kind of turn down a darkened road, it will throw light down that darkened road. Now, how cars normally do this is when you turn the steering wheel a given amount, then the light will come on. The way that Hycan have done this, and I suspect this is because it is cheaper to do it this way, is when you turn on the indicator, as I have done here, then this light automatically comes on, which I think is really, really great to kind of get that added benefit into a cheaper car. So back here, all the tail lights are LED on all variants. And obviously they're automatic with the headlights on all models except the lowest model. And on all the other models except the lowest model, this kind of LED bar is animated, and it comes with these cute little dinky indicators. Let's talk about the exterior of this Hycan Z03. Obviously the lights up front are fairly distinctive, and the lights on the Hycan 007 are also very distinctive as well. Looking at this car from the outside, it has a very MPV-ish kind of shape. Even though it's maximum 5 seats, it's very big and boxy at the back, and that means a lot of room for the rear passengers, as you'll see later. Now, it does come with roof rails as standard, so if you want to put something like a roof box on top, you can do. It's got some fake kind of carbon fibre on the wing mirrors, and it's got this kind of squared off design over the arches here. Overall, it is a kind of strange looking car. It's not a usual shape that you would kind of think a car would look like, but it kind of grows on you the more you are around it. So from the side, you can see what I'm talking about when I say it's got a very MPV-ish shape about it. It's very boxy in the back, and then it slims down towards the front. So, this car, it looks very practical. What do you think about it? So at the back here, you have a kind of built-in rear spoiler with a brake light. You've got that bar at the back, and it's very kind of, again, squared off here at the back. It's definitely a very practical shape, if not the most stylish. So talking about the boot of the Z03, on all models except this lowest end model, the tailgate is automatic. Now you have to press a button all the way down here and then lift it from here, which is maybe not the most intuitive. But back here you're looking at 370 litres. But if you drop these seats in the back, what you'll end up with is something in the region of 3,000 litres. So enough space to buy quite a bit at IKEA. Welcome to the interior of the Hycan Z03. First things first is this steering wheel. Now it's wrapped in leather and it's nice and small, but it is fairly chunky. It's also flat bottomed, and of course it's a multi-function steering wheel, and it will control your usual stuff like track skipping and mobile phone, control the instrument panel, and also will have buttons on here for the Hycan Pilot if you are in a higher trim. Now behind that you'll find the instrument panel, which is 10.25 inches, and the middle is this central touchscreen, which is 14.6 inches. Now here you can do all the car's functions. There aren't really many buttons except for turning on and off the auto hold, the hazard lights and the rear demisters. Everything else is done via the touchscreen. There are 4 modes in here. There's Eco, Normal, Sport and iPedal, which is like extreme eco mode. That will limit your top speed and help you get to that charger. This central touchscreen can do all the usual business. You can download apps to it. So here we've got like iQIYI, for example, so you can watch movies or things like that on it, maybe while you're parked up or doing something like that. It's also got weather apps and other bits and pieces. You can obviously also check all the car's functions, Neo Pilot functions. You can choose how stiff the steering is, whether you want it sport or heavy or light. You can also access the 360-degree camera system in here. So below that screen is where you'll find the induction phone charger pad. Now in this car, the lowest trim, is not actually a charging pad, but in all other trims it is. Behind that you'll find a rotary gear selector, a couple of cup holders, a little pocket here for your key, and of course some storage space down here. Up top there's a glass panoramic roof with an electronic sunshade, and you can also open it. It is electronic as well, and it will open about halfway. All the way around as well, one touch up and down windows, front and back, which is always nice. There's an 8-speaker surround sound system in here. It's not branded, but it does the job. This car has Hycan's AI voice assistant called Hycan. It's based on the same technology as NIO's Know-Me, and you can ask it to control most of the car's functions, obviously in Chinese. Hi, Hycan.
下午好。
开空调。
没问题，车外阴晴冷暖，有我在，车内四季如春。
Well, it's a bit of a chat box, but it's turned on the air conditioning. So, there you go. If you speak Chinese, you don't need to delve into that touchscreen to turn things on and off. Now, obviously, again, this is cheaper than the Hycan 007, and the interior material qualities show that. There are some soft touch points, such as here and on the door rest, but everywhere else, it is a little bit harder plastics. But the price difference is a good 100,000 RMB, which is about £12,000 different, $15,000 different. So you can't expect the same level of materials throughout the cabin as in their higher model. So last thing to talk about is the front seats. Now, this driver's seat is 6-way electronically adjustable with memory function, heating and ventilation on all trim levels. The passenger seat is manually adjustable 4-ways and electronically adjustable 4-ways only on the top model. The top model, you'll also get heated passenger seat as well. And as you can see, this seat in the front can lay flat at 180 degrees, which is something we're seeing more and more with Chinese EVs. Welcome to the back of the Z03. Now, this car has a dual zone climate control. It's got a PM 2.5 filter and all that jazz. In the back here, it's got a single outlet down there in the center, and it's only got one USB back here. And if you've watched our other videos, you know how I feel about that. I think it's evil, stop doing it, stop doing it. But that is what it is. I mean, the amount of legroom is huge in here. There's a lot of room to spread out here. You've got this big panoramic window, these large windows over here as well. It's very airy in here, and there's loads of space, so it's very comfortable back here even for larger people. It's got all the usual stuff. These are leather seats. It's got a couple of cup holders here in the armrest, as you'd expect. It's got one-touch up and down windows in the rear, and that's about all really. There's not much to say here. It is massive here. That's pretty much because of the MPV-ish shape to this car. Is very square back here. Oh, one last thing about back here. You can actually option for about 3,000 yuan a mini projector and a projector screen. And you can lay back both those front seats and properly spread out whilst watching a movie. Now that's what I call entertainment. So the Z03 is a funky MPV-ish car. It's boxy shaped, giving loads of room in the back. You can option a mini projector and screen for that full in-car cinema feeling. It's a good bit cheaper than Hycan's first car, the 007, and it's a car Hycan hopes can push its name to the forefront. Okay, so that was a Hycan Z03. We're about to take it on a test drive, so look out for that video next. Until then, this was ChinaDriven.